This video contains discussion of real-life violence and harm to children, which some viewers may find disturbing. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Light vigil for an Orange County teenage girl shot and killed on Christmas Day. The other teenager in this, who told deputies he accidentally shot her, is now charged with manslaughter.
And as West 2's David Jones reports, her family says they want justice for this bright young girl they lost.
It was an emotional night here in Pine Hills as the community came together to mourn this 13-year-old girl killed on Christmas Day and to wrap their arms around her grandmother.
God, as we stand here before you today, God, heal our heart, God. Thank you for the community coming together, God.
A group prayer, candles adorn the sidewalk, pink balloons ready to release.
On Christmas Day, a day meant for joy and family, tragedy struck in Orange County, Florida. A young life with endless potential was taken too soon. This is the story of Emony Nicole Jackson, a 13-year-old girl whose life was cut short in a heartbreaking incident. On December 25th, around 4:45 p.m., deputies with the Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to reports of a shooting at a home on Okata Court in Pine Hills, Florida. They found 13-year-old Emony Jackson with a gunshot wound. She was rushed to a nearby hospital, but later died from her injuries, leaving behind family, friends, and a community in shock. Emony wasn't just a name in the news. She was a bright, determined young girl who had already endured more heartbreak than most of us can imagine. Her mother and younger sister were lost in a car crash in 2017, but despite those early losses, Emony kept pushing forward with a big heart, a warm smile, and dreams of a future she never got to see. She wanted to be a cheerleader. She was excited about high school. She had plans that were stolen from her in an instant. At the scene, deputies say a 15-year-old boy approached them and told investigators he was responsible for the shooting and claimed it was an accident. That teen has since been arrested and charged with manslaughter. Investigators are still working to understand exactly how the incident unfolded and whether charges could change as more details emerge. The pain for Emony's family has been unbearable. Her cousin said her loss is impossible to put into words. "My family won't get to see Emony anymore." Friends, family, and community members held a candlelight vigil in her honor, lighting candles, releasing balloons, and sharing memories of a girl full of love and life. Her aunt said there is no such thing as an accident like this, and they are demanding accountability and justice for Emony.
Start in Orange County, where a 13-year-old girl is dead and a 15-year-old boy is behind bars accused in her killing.
Deputies say he told them that he didn't mean to shoot her. It was an accident. Let's get you right out to West 2's David Jones. He's live at Orange County Sheriff's Office right now. David, what have neighbors and people that know her best been telling you?
They say it's jarring that something like this happened at all, let alone on Christmas Day. Now, the family of this little 13-year-old girl is facing the greatest loss imaginable, and a 15-year-old boy is facing the consequences. And for the first time, we're seeing images of this little girl who lost her life. The Orange County Sheriff's Office says 13-year-old Emony Nicole Jackson was shot just before 5 o'clock Christmas afternoon at a home in Pine Hills. The crime scene at the Okata Court home stretched the whole block as our cameras rolled. Neighbors tell West 2 the shooting happened in the backyard of the home. They say a single shot was fired and that a teenage boy fled the scene. Detectives have not confirmed much, other than the fact that the 15-year-old boy, who remains unnamed because of his status as a juvenile, would later approach deputies at the scene and confess to the shooting. He told them it was an accident. Emony was taken to the hospital where she died from her injuries. Now, the 15-year-old is behind bars, facing manslaughter charges in her killing. And within the past few minutes, we got a statement from Emony's mentor and teacher. Chrissy Boyce says, quote, "Emony was a bright, thoughtful young lady who was a student of mine in our Elevate class. She had real goals and aspirations and genuinely wanted to make a positive change in her life." Neighbors are shaken up. The family tells us that Emony has been through tragic loss in the past. They're understandably devastated. Covering Orange County, live at the Sheriff's Office, David Jones.
Christmas Day celebrations ending in a horrifying fashion in this Pine Hills neighborhood. with a 13-year-old girl dead from a gunshot wound and a 15-year-old boy arrested in connection to her death. His apparent claim that it was an accident. I'm News 6's Mike Valenti, your Orange County community correspondent, and we're still working to find out what exactly unfolded at this home Thursday night. A quiet afternoon on Okata Court Friday, standing in stark contrast to the scene Thursday night as Orange County Sheriff's deputies sealed off this home. It was about 4:45 in the evening on Christmas, the sheriff's office says, when deputies arrived here, finding 13-year-old Emony Nicole Jackson, who'd been shot. She was rushed to a hospital where she later died. Deputies say a 15-year-old boy went up to them on the scene and told them he was responsible for the shooting, but maintained that it was an accident. Deputies arrested that 15-year-old on a charge of manslaughter. Many neighbors we spoke with were not interested in going on camera, but a couple of them did tell us they remember hearing what sounded like a bang. I'm News 6's Mike Valenti, your Orange County community correspondent, reporting in Pine Hills, News 6.
The gift of life suddenly lost on Christmas Day.
She would never get to go to prom. She would never get to go to college.
13-year-old Emony Jackson was shot at this home on Okata Court in Orange County. She later died at the hospital. Deputies say a 15-year-old boy went to investigators on scene, saying he was responsible for the shooting and that it was an accident.
He's a child, but at the end of the day, his family would get to go and see him. My family won't get to see Emony anymore.
Emony's death, a tragic ending to a short life that's seen its share of pain. Emony lost her mother and her little sister in a car crash in 2017.
She went through a lot in her life, with her mother passing away a few years back and her baby sister, but with the lemons that she was given, she made lemonades out of it.
Don't scare my student, don't scare my student. That's my baby, don't scare her.
Chrissy Boyce, a mentor with Elevate Orlando, was Emony's mentor. She says hearing the news was devastating.
When I found out, I screamed, cried. It wasn't very pretty.
Emony Jackson, a girl with goals, one of those trying out and eventually making her high school's cheerleading squad.
So it was my goal to talk to the cheerleading coach at the high school that she's intended for, and just figure out when it is. And I did. I talked to the coach, but unfortunately I won't be able to give that information to Emony.
And while this family doesn't know exactly what happened on the night of Christmas, they do know one thing, is that they want accountability.
I think there needs to be some accountability. At 15, you should not have a gun.
Covering Orange County, Tony Atkins, West 2 News.
Candlelight vigil for an Orange County teenage girl shot and killed on Christmas Day. The other teenager in this, who told deputies he accidentally shot her, is now charged with manslaughter.
And as West 2's David Jones reports, her family says they want justice for this bright young girl they lost.
It was an emotional night here in Pine Hills as the community came together to mourn this 13-year-old girl killed on Christmas Day and to wrap their arms around her grandmother.
God, as we stand here before you today, God, heal our heart, God. Thank you for the community coming together, God.
A group prayer, candles adorn the sidewalk, pink balloons ready to release.
And that something in your heart, it can never be replaced.
Her family says Emony Nicole Jackson was loving, kind.
And she loved people, no matter what. She loved people. She wanted to be a cheerleader. She wanted to do things.
Cynthia Williams is her aunt. She says Jackson's mother and younger sister were killed in a car crash in 2017. Jackson's grandmother was at the candlelight vigil. The two were inseparable.
And that's just how they was. And she'd be like, Grandma, I'm going to do this, and you going to do this with me.
Jackson was shot and killed Christmas Day. A 15-year-old boy later confessed to deputies on scene in Pine Hills, but he told them it was an accident. Now he faces manslaughter charges.
So in my eyes, there can never be an accident like that. So how we reckon with this, all we want is justice.
Those closest to her say they'll remember her love for life. They say while it was cut short, Jackson's life mattered.
What we know the family that stays together, prays together, and stays together. And I feel like we're going to make it. We just got to work it out the best way we know how.
Emony's story is heartbreaking, but it's also a reminder of how critical it is to talk about safe firearms storage, youth safety, and the responsibilities we all share to protect our children. No family should have to mourn a child on Christmas, and no community should have to face this kind of grief.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Crime the Eway for more stories like these.